Welcome back to the AB Scale Project. I'm Krieger, and this is Alpha Bravo. And today we've got three, count them, three Arcees for today. We've got the Impossible Toys Valkyrie, we've got the Studio Series Bumblebee Arcee, and we have the Studio Series 86 Arcee. So they all look good. Let's get into them. Well, first we'll look at the Impossible Toys Arcee, and she's kind of a floppy mess, but she's a used toy that I bought at the Vintage Toy Mall. She's missing her guns and her four wheels. She is what she is. I mean, you can tell she was well loved. But like I said in the video, Impossible Toys tend to have like some substandard plastic and some QC issues, and it kind of bears out here. I mean, nothing really. Her arms don't really tab in. She's just really floppy. I mean, she does have some posability where she can, cross her legs and pull off some good poses like that. But otherwise, you know, no ankle tilts. I mean, looks good statically, but not a great figure. Ah, she actually stood. I mean, before we had to lean her on Alpha Bravo. All right, don't breathe. We'll bring in the animated very carefully, just because I said in the video that she was about animated size, which she's actually half a head shorter. So, my bad there. But it still works good with the chug scale. So, we'll bring in the current winner and compare it to the current winner. And you kind of see with the Earthrise, it looks like evolution. I mean, like, this is where we started in toy design, when we started branching away from the blocky Diaclones. We got kind of a still blocky, but, acceptable to, very trim, feminine body. I mean, it looks really good, very more round than blocky. I mean, just, it's an evolution at that point. So, go ahead and take that aside. And we'll go to the Bumblebee Arcee. Anyway, the Bumblebee Arcee. Let's look at that head sculpt. Now, it's not as bad in person, but just you get the light on her just right, and she looks like she has a mustache, but it actually is all white. It's just kind of they put like a cowling on her face that kind of gives a ridge right around her mouth, so you get that lighting just angle just right, and she's got a mustache. But otherwise, doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty close to what we got in the movie. I mean, it's pretty clean. I mean, not much of a backpack. You got these things that can, be posed however you want to, and they got a double joint in there too, so you can actually turn them plus turning at the ball, which I kind of found was not really needed, but I appreciate it. Wheels out the back. I do have trouble getting her to stand in any meaningful posture. The articulation points are there. It's just you get her standing up and she's kind of hunched over. So looks like there need to be like just a little bit of foot tilt. There's a little bit of tilt in there. Not a lot. I think there should have been just a wee bit more. Because otherwise she looks kind of like a short hunchback. Now I can't get her to stand. All right. So, last up is the Studio Series 86. Now, I really like the look of her. The only complaint I have is having the rear end of the vehicle tucked in underneath there. But otherwise, not bad. She doesn't have any trouble standing or posing. They actually gave her the ankle tilts this time. I think this is the first Arcee that we get with in this scale that has ankle tilts. She looks really good. I'm just really dig her. I mean, she came out looking really good. All right, we'll compare her to the Earthrise. And we see they kind of backtrack a little bit to where it's kind of blockier, but still looks really good. It looks like it did in the animation. I mean, there is still some paint apps missing, but otherwise, she looks really good. And we'll compare Kibble here. And it's like, pick your poison. Do you want the rear end stuck here where you can take it off? Or do you want the rear end stuck underneath here where it looks like a bigger backpack than it is? So, kind of dealer's choice there. The Earthrise is a bit more hollow in places. Of course, you do see some hollowness here on the 86, so it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of another. But not bad. Alright, now we'll go ahead and bring in the T30. Besides the obvious comparison that the T30 came in with a lot. But this is supposed to be a remold of the T30, which I can believe. This whole upper backpack area is the same. The chest is the same. The upper arms are the same. The forearms are different. And then the lower abs and everything down are different. But the chest, the carriage system for the chest, the upper arms, and the front part of the vehicle are the same. And you see we definitely got a lot more paint apps with the T30, so that's my only real complaint about the 86 is the paint apps. But you can kind of see, I think the T30 did the rear of the vehicle better a little bit. I mean, it just kind of bugs me just a little bit. I don't know. Don't know why, but it just does kind of bug me. And of course, the T30 Hasbro release was supposed to look like the IDW. That's why we got the extra black in there. But otherwise, they both look pretty good. Alright, let's get down to looking at our girls. And then let's look at the vehicle modes. And here we have the Arcees in their vehicle modes. And they look pretty good. We'll start with the Impossible Toys. And we can kind of see, I mean, there's enough there to be Arcee. You know, I like that they picked out the chairs in black and everything. Again, mine are missing the wheels there. But this is all just kind of a floppy mess, though. The arms kind of go where they want to go, and there's nothing really, there's no tabs to keep that front end together. So overall, good looking statically, not great handling. The Studio Series Bumblebee, looking very much like a Tron light cycle. You can see everything hanging out the back there. I would say this is not a very successful robot in disguise, especially since her chest and hands and guns are just kind of sticking back there, and legs folded up there. Not super convincing. But it does look good. It works as a Cybertron mold. It's very futuristic. Like I said, it looks like it came out of the Tron, so it's pretty cool. Alright, look at the Studio Series 86. And I really like this one. This one came out looking really good. I mean, it stows away pretty good. The weapon storage down there. And of course, now that I'm filming, it doesn't fall out. Every time before this, that's just kind of fallen out at a small shake. But otherwise, it looks really good. Now we'll pull in the T30 just to see what's shared here. And you can see pretty much just the front end. Just the front fairings, the hood, the chest piece, the windshield. But after that, nothing's the same. You actually have a standoff steering wheel with the T30 where it's all just molded flat on the Studio Series 86. The back end is all totally different. You look underneath and you see there's nothing the same down there. So, yeah, that's about it. Just the front end. That's all it was recycled. Pull in the Earthrise. And you see, totally different. More blocky here. This one looks very curvy, more like something you'd actually want to own as a car. I thought originally that they had taken the rear end of the Earthrise and put it on the Studio Series 86, but this is obviously different, so that is not true. Anyway, looks good. Aha, there it is. There it fell out. But anyway, you see the stowing on the Earthrise, and there's a lot of empty space where this makes a lot better use of the space. So I like the Studio 86 a little bit better in that perspective. One more thing about the Studio Series 86. I don't like that they didn't pick out the headlights. They didn't paint her at the bottom of her chest or pick out the headlights. I don't like that. That's about the only thing that I have to complain about it. But otherwise, it looks really good. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a shot with like all the Arcees. There we go. Alright, got a RC parking lot. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get some final thoughts. So who are our new winners? Now, the Studio Series Bumblebee Arcee, of course, is the only transforming Arcee at chug scale, so it wins. They have a model kit that looks pretty good, but it's like shorter, and this thing's already short, and of course, most of the Bumblebee Autobots were short for some reason. But anyway, for the Bumblebee movie appearance, the Studio Series Bumblebee Arcee wins. So we'll go ahead and take her out. For IDWG1, we'll bring our current winner back in. And for the Impossible Toys, it's out for the same reasons I said in the original episode. It's kind of a QC issues, the plastic, the floppiness. It just doesn't compete. So it's out. Between the Earthrise and our Studio Series 86, just looking between them, I've got to go with the Studio Series 86. I mean, it's less greebly, which actually does her a favor. The rear end of the vehicle mode, kind of bugs me, but not enough to really go with the front, the way it looks from the front. I mean, I like it. So, our new IDW G1 RC is the Studio Series 86. So, and plus we get a little bit back from the T30. So, anyway, let's wrap this up. Thanks for joining us today on the AB Scale Project. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, ring that bell, all that good stuff. And we'll see y'all later.